3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check game. The secret sauce, 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check game. The secret sauce. Get out your ledger and pull the contract. Stake for 10 years. That's how we stack. See my post chain, see my Cadillac. It's the job. We don't know where it's at. 3650. 3650. 3650. 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check game. The secret sauce, 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check game. The secret sauce, 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check game. The secret sauce, 3650 squad. We square jobs, make a check game. The secret sauce.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to EMP.Money. My name is AJ, I am the team lead here, and this is our live AMA. We come to you every Monday and Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and today is our New Year's stream, the first stream of the new year. We have an amazing year ahead of us. Happy New Year to all of you. I started my new year a little bit under the weather, fighting a cold, so I'm going to let LA do a lot of the recaps today, but let me introduce her. I guess that would help. My co-host and fellow team member, LA, how are you today?
I'm good. It's been an insanely productive day and lots of great stuff happening in 2024 already.
For sure, yeah, no doubt. It's going to be an absolute monster. We did a really cool recap on the last AMA. I think people were super bullish. If you haven't listened to that, go back and listen. That really sums up everything that we're striving to do in 2024. And, we sprinkle in a full-on bull run, and we really can see some major fireworks. So, and I had to start the New Year's stream with the 3650 squad song from Cool Sheet. So, yeah. And Ella, you did a great email recap as well, right?
Yeah, we've been sending out a bunch of emails this week, but our first one of the week was a New Year's kind of 2023 wrap up, I think we called it, or recap, something like that.
For sure.
But we spoke about all of the best accomplishments of the year for EMP and the entire ecosystem. And it was really great to look back and just think about all those moments and remember everything. And it really just gave me the confidence that next year's list is going to be twice as big.
Yeah, no doubt, for sure. We're excited. Again, everything is moving full speed ahead, and it's gonna be an absolute beast when everything is functioning. Again, Fusion is out. We'll talk about that a little bit at the end, but Sparkswap is the first topic today, and we have a lot of bullish announcements with that too. So even though I've been sick, we've been grinding on the AMA train. LA, we did two awesome AMAs. You want to talk a little bit about those?
Yes. So both of these AMAs were ones that we had looked forward to organizing for a little while now. The first one was on the 2nd, and that was Money Talk with Dane, and that was a great one. It was highly requested in the community by the community members, and so we finally got things organized with them. They're really awesome guys. They really, really like to do their vetting and research before they have anyone on their show. So we had spoken with them a bunch prior to getting on, but they've shown a lot of support for Sparkswap, and they asked some great questions during that AMA. And then on the 3rd, we were on with the Verse, and that one was equally amazing. That was such a good conversation. I'm actually, I made a note for myself during the AMA that I want to actually clip some of it because there was just some pure magic in that one. AJ was, he says he is so sick, but he's such a professional, you could never tell because he was on top of his game that day, I'll tell you.
Thanks,
Um,
LA. Yeah, totally.
but yeah, so that was yesterday, and we do have another great one coming up on the 9th, and I'll be continuing to do some research, reach outs. So lots of great things for Sparkswap.
Yeah, no doubt. So, and yeah, to recap everything Ellis said, those are two channels that we've been really trying to go after, and especially Money Talk with Dane. His co-host is Corey. There's some really influential Hexicans and Pulse OG Maxis, and they really had nothing but great things to say about Spark, and I think it finally clicked with them on all the things that we do different at Sparkswap as opposed to other dexes. Um, so please go watch those videos. Um, you can find the links in our socials in the pinned on Telegram and Discord or on our Twitter. You can get links there too. So show them some love. Again, we gotta show up and let them know that the Emperors and Sparkies are an amazing community and that we're only here to continue to build. So on that note as well too, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe on our video today. The likes are a little lagging, so give us some likes. And again, make sure that you share these AMAs because this is the best way. You're getting one-on-one feedback and transparency from the team, us, directly. And so when people ask, what's happening with EMP or what's the future hold, sending them to these videos is really helpful. And even those of you that are in the community that may, think that we go over the same thing over and over again, it's really important that you at least check in on a few of these AMAs because there's so much news happening. And I think, when you understand all the progress that is being made, it gives a lot more confidence to the protocol. So, all right, volume has been incredible. Oh my God, we're still holding our spot as the number two dex on Pulse. We had over $440,000 of 24-hour volume yesterday, and so that was a new all-time high. Almost a $500,000 of volume, and that means more fees and more revenue to the protocol. So we're really killing it and we're implementing even more things as we go. So, with that note, we have already upgraded a bunch of things and implemented a bunch even in the last few weeks, and we're still continuing to move forward on that. So, a lot of you have already noticed that you're able to actually bridge now from BSC or Arbitrum and receive actual Pulse on Pulse Chain. That has been massive, LA. I've seen a ton of feedback of how awesome and easy it is for new users.
For sure. We've gotten some really good feedback on that. And everyone is loving the bridge. And I've just really, in the last 2 weeks, seen a huge uptick in the amount that Sparkswap's being spoken about outside of our community on socials. So that's a great sign that it's really starting to take off.
Yeah, no doubt. And again, the volume has been good both ways. Bridge is super solid. We did have a few hours of downtime over the weekend. I'm sorry, over the last few days. It's not the weekend quite yet. But that wasn't because of our contract. It was just because of our nodes. We're working on actually running our own private nodes now to make sure that they're not lagging. And so, again, if you do experience lag, um, know that funds are safe. We always say it's a 1 hour grace period, even though the majority of the bridge transactions only take about 1 or 2 minutes. Um, but after that hour, you will be refunded. However, it was almost 2 or 3 hours simply because, again, the chain itself was clogged and backed up. And that is something that is completely out of our hands. So Again, we're working on fixes to take control of that, and by having a private node, we can push transactions through. So all that is in the works, and we're continuing, to build the momentum and add even more features. One of those features, Ella, you can probably go into this, is the Zapper. We're almost ready for the Zapper on the new farm.
Yes, that's one of the things the developers have been working on this week. I know some of you have noticed that we don't have one just yet, but they're busy behind the scenes working on getting that up and running for the new farm as well.
For sure. And the Zapper, again, the code is duplicatable, but for every new pair that we add, we have to update the routing so that the Zapper works. So it's not as easy as a copy and paste, um, but that will be rolling out shortly. And again, that farm, the new ETH DAI farm, has been paying very well. We already have well over a couple of hundred grand in that farm too. So, and it is the highest APR on any ETH DAI farm in all of crypto. So if you want to provide LP for that particular assets, no better spot than Spark. So, all right, Ellie, this has been a huge one, and shout out to Vino. You want to talk about our new videos coming out?
Yes. So AJ and I had a talk just before the end of last year. And it's so weird to say that already, but oof.
For sure.
Um, but we spoke about how we very much so want to start the new year with a heavier focus on education, because as you know, we have always been a project and an ecosystem that puts education first. We were the first protocol to ever launch an academy, and Vino had volunteered to help out with making some explainer tutorials for Sparkswap. So we've actually this week launched an entire educational series. The first segment is on Sparkswap, and then there's going to be another segment coming next on Fusion. And so we've been sending out long form emails and Vino's accompanying videos. And we are sending these out as a way to educate anyone in the community who either hasn't had a chance to get into Sparkswap yet, who's maybe curious about getting involved, or those who have started but just aren't feeling like they have a great grasp of how everything works and they need a little bit of extra help. And so we're exploring a number of different topics, but by the end of this little series, you're going to be an absolute expert on Sparkswap. And then next will be Fusion, and we'll do the same thing with that. So this is exciting stuff. On that note, I do want to also add that if you're not yet on our email list, you're missing out, because we've been sending out a bunch of stuff this year already. And we are going to be opening up the list again to start joining in the next week or so. I was busy today building out a new page to sign up with. So as soon as I'm finished building that site, then I'm going to release it so that if you're not on the list, you're not missing out on bullish details that we're releasing through email, because most of those are too long to post in a post format. So I am also going to be, there's lots of things been happening today. I am also going to be putting that information up on our new Sparkswap Medium account as well. So we're going to be doing a bunch of these educational style posts coming out on that as well this week.
Perfect. Yeah, no, I know LA's been absolutely on fire the last few days, starting the new year right. We're making major headway. Obviously the devs are deving, but LA and I are also exploring, the marketing, the education, and really priming the pump for when the pump does happen. And, just to round out Spark, I know we have seen some negative price action on Spark, but when you look at it compared to Pulse, we are literally neck and neck, and that is that double-edged sword that we talk about a lot. where yes, having $1 million of liquidity of Spark PLS is powerful. The only bummer is that when Pulse goes down, it does drag Spark down as well. But the upside potential is much, much higher. And again, we've already seen a lot of momentum, coming back to Pulse. I think, this year is going to be a really big year. I don't know if we see the full cycle take effect for Pulse this year. It may be the next cycle, but I can say, in the next few years while we continue to build Spark out, Pulse will do very, very well. And so, again, I just want people to keep that into perspective. That in terms of actually buying and selling volume, we're very even. And this token works very differently than what you might be used to. Again, the yield is what you have to focus on, and Sparkler has been an absolute beast. We had two massive payouts in Sparkler over the week. Again, Sparkler is real yield, so some days the payout will be lower, some days will be higher. But even right now, it's about an average of an 80% APR in real yield. Again, none of the inflation from Spark goes to Sparkler. It's all based on protocol fees. So that's super, super bullish. And again, I don't know any other protocol where you can get, upwards of 80% APR in real revenue as part owner of the protocol itself. So if you don't have max stakes in Sparkler, definitely look into that. And that will be part of the educational series that we do as well. So yeah, you want to add to that, LA?
Also, yeah, just one last thing on that. If you're not following us on DBank, be sure to follow all of our accounts, EMP, Sparkswap, and L1X, because there's a lot that's going to be going up on those accounts in the coming weeks as well.
Perfect. All right, awesome. So that's pretty much everything with Spark. Again, we'll get to some Q&A at the end too, but I want to also talk about a quick little partnership. Some of you that are in Telegram may have already noticed, but we have teamed up with Friends with Benefits. Who doesn't like Friends with Benefits, right? It's a brand new protocol that actually allows you to tip fellow Telegram users in whatever asset is supported. So and they are now interoperable with Pulse Chain. So we have a pinned message, and we'll be doing an announcement about it. But essentially, you create a new wallet. Again, use a brand new wallet that doesn't have any of your funds linked to it. They will provide you a private key on this wallet. So again, that's why it needs to be a totally separate wallet, just to keep yourself safe. But then you can use that wallet to tip other users in the community. And so right now it's supporting on Pulse, BNB, and ETH, I believe. And the hope is that we'll actually be able to integrate Spark as well. So we'll have a lot more on that as we move together. But they're really good guys. Will, one of our OG admins, the project lead over at Glass, he's been really spearheading this partnership. So shout out to Will and getting us all involved with Friends with Benefits. And yeah, again, it's a great way to just build your community relationships in all of our chats. So we'll have more info on that as we continue to roll out. But all right, any questions on that, LA, or we can move on to Fusion?
No, they set everything up yesterday, I believe it was, and it looks really exciting. So it should be great.
Perfect. All right, awesome. So the last topic today is EMP and Fusion. Obviously, we were hoping to have a date by the end of the year. We were pretty transparent that that wasn't going to happen, but we are super close. And so, with getting close, is also, and again, this is crazy to say, our 2-year anniversary, and that will be happening later this month on the 18th. So, LA, do we have some anniversary plans?
We're definitely going to be doing as a Twitter space party again, because that went so well last year and we loved it. And we said to ourselves, we're going to do this again next year. So
For sure.
next year is now. And so we're going to do a big Twitter Space celebration again. And we haven't ironed out the details, but I'm sure we'll cook up some type of giveaway or competition that goes along with it.
Yeah, no doubt. And we will, again, we'll be releasing more updates with the, again, the anniversary festivities and also the happening of eShare. So we'll give more info on that. Remember, now that we're moving to the happening model in the next few weeks, I don't think it happens on an anniversary. I think it happens in February
Yeah.
because we migrated a little bit later. But we are working on a full write-up for that. And the idea is that the emission rate of eShare is cut in half. And so, without that half as much eShare being produced every day, that will have a positive impact on price. And we've already seen eShare doing very well. It's been between 35 and $40 for about a week now, up from the lows of about 12 or 15. So momentum is happening, and every little bit, ETH and EMP is up as well. Again, obviously we're off peg, so the ratio is not quite what it should be. But when ETH goes up, it does pull the price of EMP up with it. And if you look at the price chart of EMP, it has been going up and to the right along with ETH. So this is going to be even more powerful when Fusion is finally here and all the flywheel kicks off to really push us back to peg. So, again, LA, I don't know, I don't want to get in trouble, but you want to talk about any potential dates? I know that we are working as fast as we can.
Yeah, obviously, when it comes to dates, you'll know when you see it absolutely everywhere, and you can't turn a corner without it being right in your face. So, in regards to dates, watch out for that moment. It's going to be an absolute joyous moment for us to be able to give everyone their wish and announce that. It's not today, but keep an eye out.
For sure.
Like AJ said, we're working on it every single day with the intention of getting this wrapped up and out there as soon as humanly possible.
Yeah, no doubt. And our dev team, I mean, we have the best dev team ever now. Obviously, Jake, and Jake, but our Jake, our lead dev, he has a lot more involvement in Fusion, and he has to have a life as well, especially around the holidays. But we are making major headway, and again, everybody wants a date, but those that aren't prepared for the date are going to be a little upset when they miss the boat. So just take this time to really make sure you have yourself prepared. Even over the last few months, we've already seen the peg bonus diminish because people are buying EMP. So don't get left out in the cold. Again, that's not a call to invest. It's just, making sure your bags are packed. So, all right, awesome. LA, anything else before we go into Q&A?
No, I think that's it.
All right, awesome. We'll do some Q&A and then call this one a night early. I gotta go back to bed. Yeah.
Okay. So first up, we have one from Darusik that was left in the fusion questions. And we can always count on him to ask very insightful
For
questions.
sure.
So he says the first FAQ in the V2 white paper says that the user pays fees on the buyback and earn transactions. How does that work? Does the uncaptured energy not going into an active battery accumulate, and then when the microgrid initiates the BBE, it takes the value of the transaction fee from the uncaptured energy it's selling for EMP?
Yes, so leave it to Jerusik to ask the good questions. So we're still working on this. We're gonna be able to give a legitimate answer, but I have talked to the devs, and what I think will happen is that exactly what Jerusik said, where the fee will be taken when the buyback happens. So you can earn and accumulate, but until the actual action of the BBE happens, that is when the 3% will be taken.
Okay.
So yeah, I hope that helps. And we will have more info. The reason it's a little tricky is because we're also gonna have the savings batteries as well, so you can stack up your energy. So I think it's just from a technical perspective, it's easier to have the fee taken on the back end rather than the front end. So of the transaction.
Oh, here's a good one to kind of go along with that. Neil's asking, what happens if a cash out battery has a coin on a different blockchain, say Avalanche?
Yeah, so again, this is a really cool part of hopefully integrating some of the L1X technology, being able to communicate between smart contracts on different chains. So in the beginning, it'll probably be a sort of a custom contract where we're able to verify that the wallet receives on each chain, and then we just bridge it ourselves. But ultimately, we would like to move into the L1X tech and have it be done seamlessly in that way.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here's another one. Will the EMP ETH farm continue to run on Sparkswap when Fusion is live, or will it be removed?
Yeah, this is a really good question. So, the plans are actually to leave it. So again, this might be something that we remove later on, but the idea is that we want people not only to know about EMP on as a billboard to getting into Fusion, but also a way to speculate on what is a better way of earning because as people leave that EMP ETH pool, the APR could go up dramatically, and maybe you want to have some of your EMP ETH earning over there and not going into Fusion. So it's just about adding utility and giving everybody the choice of what to do. Now, if Fusion APR is insane, and that pool or that farm rather cannot compete, then we would probably remove it. But yeah, it's all kind of up in the air in terms of yield, but there will be options for everybody.
Awesome. Now, I know we are going to give an update on this on Monday, but I'm just going to read the question so they know what I'm talking about. There was a request to get an update from Brian at Trade Yield in regards to how everything is going with that. So I believe we're going to get an update on that on Monday. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I've been in touch with Brian over the holidays. I know he was traveling internationally with his family, so I'm waiting to hear back from him on his schedule. But yeah, absolutely. If he can join us, he will. If not, I'll definitely have an update from him personally.
Okay.
But
Are there any updates?
they've been killing it, just like in. I didn't want to leave everybody hanging too much, so yeah. As far as I've seen and everything we've been in touch with, has been with all the volatility, things have been going really well, and the bonds are crushing it too. So if you don't have bonds, definitely check that out. Even now, you're still looking at about what 40% APR even after the few months that I've been running. So if you want a little bit of a savings account, check out the bonds for sure.
Awesome. Um, do we have any updates in regards to the Sentinel NFTs?
Yeah, so that's another thing again. I'm trying to get again our guys 100% focused on Fusion. Obviously they can't code two things at once, but the Sentinel NFTs and the distributions, power ups, those are ongoing for sure. What I can say is that rewards are still accumulating, so you're not losing out. I know it's frustrating, not to be able to claim every day, but just know that you are getting credit. We're moving in a line of priorities.
Mm-hmm. Are you still recommending waiting for L1 decks before staking on L1X?
Yes, this is a really good question. We're working on an update announcement for L1X and L1X. Obviously, everybody should have their tokens now. So if you have not claimed L1X, please make sure you do so. They have a brand new extension for the wallet out, so make sure you update that, and then use the L1X app to claim your token. So everybody uh, that participated in our funding round and their funding round, everybody should have tokens. So first and foremost, do that, and then it's up to you to decide, you know, what allocation you want to lock up. They have a staking program now called X Perks, where you can get some additional benefits for staking. However, we never recommend going all in on either of them unless you have a giant bag where you're getting 20% additional tokens up front anyway. Then it might be a different story. But if you're a minnow or even a medium-sized bag, we always have been recommending a balanced approach where obviously you would want to put some into X perks, but also leave some on the side because we will have options in L1 decks to utilize your L1X and provide liquidity, and that APR could be potentially much higher than any other of the contracts. So unfortunately, I don't have specifics. I wish I could say, one way or the other. So now we just have to kind of plan for all the variables that might happen. So again, just make sure that you're involved in the L1X Discord. Ask the community over there. There's been a lot of good strategies for people that are preparing for both experts and L1 decks. So, and we're in touch with them, pretty much on a daily basis. We're just waiting for the last bit of infrastructure so that we can hopefully launch during mainnet.
Okay, awesome. This next question I'll answer to give you a second.
Yes, thank you.
Will there be a way to transfer our EMP LP direct from Sparkswap farms to Fusion, or will we have to break them, transfer them to BSC, and then recreate the LP to sacrifice into Fusion? So as of where we're at right now, the answer is that you'll break the LP, bridge it back to BNB Chain, and then create your LP over there. Or you could have the option of breaking your LP, swapping it on our DEX for EMP, and then just bridging over the EMP, and you wouldn't even need to rebuild the LP if you're planning on directly sacrificing it. Because if you recall, both EMP ETH LP and single EMP will be treated identically when it comes to the sacrifice.
Perfect. Yep. Great explanation. Again, you will have to get hit with that bridge fee, which is good for Sparkler. But the amount that you're earning in the farm right now, with that EMP ELP, it far outweighs any potential fee. And the fee just goes right back to the ecosystem. So, but yeah, like Ella said, in my opinion, the easiest way is to do exactly what she said at the end there, where you do break the LP, you just buy EMP with that east side using our decks, and then bridge it all over and sacrifice.
Mm-hmm. And then I can touch on this question as well, and you can add on whatever I miss. On Sparkswap, the PLSX farm is at 10% APR right now. Anything else in the pipeline for this farm in the future? You guys may have noticed that as we have created some of these newer farms that are core to our decks, we have been slowly raising the multipliers or creating the rewards for those new farms by slightly lowering some of the Pulse X farms multipliers. And this is in preparation of slowly but surely moving everything over into our own DEX. So we are always going to have higher multipliers on those native farms because they're the best for us. So
Yeah, perfect explanation. And yeah, just to add on to that, if you go and add PLSX Pulse LP on Pulse X, the APR over there is 5.6%. So we're literally double the APR still at 10% than you're getting on Pulse X farms. So again, I know that it sounds low, but it's the best way, it's the best staking out there right now. And so but to Ella's point, again, we've been very open about this from day one. All of the Pulse X farms will eventually go away. We don't know when, we don't have a time frame. The idea is that once our protocol fees are able to outweigh the rehypothecation fees, then we move into our own farms. And we've already done that successfully with the USDC PLS farm. That will be the next one to be phased out. And we are making way more in fees to the protocol with the new ETH DAI farm than having that farm as rehypothecated. So, the goal is that whatever we can do to generate the most amount of yield for our own ecosystem is what we are moving towards. And again, we can drop a little bit of alpha at the end here for those of you that stuck around. I did drop it on one of our AMAs, and that is we are planning to do a full brand new UI on Spark. And once we have the new UI, there will not be a V1, V2, or Pulse X, Pulse Sparkswap swappers. It will all be under one roof. And so that will be really helpful and a lot less confusing as well. So I'm really looking forward to that. LA, we saw some concepts, pretty badass, huh?
it looks so good. Yes.
For
So, so,
sure.
so, so good. Okay, we have one last question here. How do we claim our L1X NFT for private sale buyers and L1X Pro wallet?
Yes, so that is a really good question. I think the consensus is that they have pivoted away from the Pro wallet idea. They're using L1X app now as the wallet. I know that, they were supposed to give some perks and early access for those that went into uh, the pre-sales by giving early access, but I think instead now they're rewarding you with additional usernames. So I think your username right now is $180, but if you were part of the earlier rounds, or if you lock up into X perks, you get some usernames for free. So unfortunately, that is a better question for L1X. I would definitely go over to their Discord and ask. But again, the Pro Wallet idea, I think, is being kind of reworked, and everything is going to be under the actual L1X app now.
Perfect. And that takes us to the end of the questions.
All right, perfect. Well, we made it through. I didn't die on stream, so that's good, LA. So I appreciate you doing the majority of the speaking today. But yeah, any final words? Any last comments? I know we'll be back to our regular schedule. Hopefully, I should be fine by Monday. So we'll be back to Mondays and Thursdays. But yeah, go ahead, Ellie.
Awesome. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for being with us tonight or today, if it's daytime where you are. If the last 4 days have been any indication of what's to come in 2024, we have accomplished a great deal in the first 4 days of the year. So I'm very, very excited for all that's to come this year. And I'm even more excited that you're all along for the ride. So thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your time with us. And we look forward to seeing you next time.
I love it. Absolutely, LA. I could not agree more. This is going to be a mega year for all of us, and you know that we are excited to be on this journey with all of you together, and it wouldn't be possible without each and every one of you. So continue to learn up on Fusion, continue to get your bags packed. We do have some awesome surprise for Monday, maybe another partnership in the works. So look forward to that over the weekend, and please stay tuned to all of our socials. We will be putting out some updates again once the Zapper is live on the new farm, and any other additional development updates we have before Monday will be in all of our socials. So, all right, good night, good day. We'll see you on Monday.